let's start with networking. Now, in news computer network subjects, it's all about networking the thing, connecting the one hardware to the another hardware. Now, here in the Java networking, the concept of connecting two or more computing devices together is having a programming edge. In Java networking concept of connecting two or more computing devices, the major goal to do this is to share resources. The major goal to share this is to share resources. And what that Java socket programming provides to share, how this has been done, it has a full package model, Java networking package model through socket programming, URL class, URL connecting classes, HTTP URL connections, internet address classes. We have datagram socket class. These help us to improvise our things, improvise our data connectivity thing. Now, Java socket programming provides facility to share data between different computing devices. That is the main objective of the Java networking. And what are the advantages? It shares resources and centralized software management. With one system, you can manage each. If you have having a software within each and every computing devices, we can manage the one sitting out here. One is sitting on a laptop, we manage different devices. Now, before going into concepts, we need to understand how to perform connection-oriented socket programming in networking. So, for what is socket programming? Socket programming is a programming model in Java to implement Java networking. Okay, how to display the data of any online web page? Very important. Why it has been introduced? Because it's helped in represent the online web page data of any online. It's helped in display the data of any online page. That's why we need socket programming or Java networking concepts. How to get the IP address of any host name? Example, www.google.com. Now, when you write it on URL www.google.com, how it converts itself into the IP address, the process is always taken care by the software which is built in the Java programming language. Next, how to perform connection-less socket programming in networking. It is one thing is connection-oriented, one thing is connection-less. So like let's go for the Bluetooth. Whenever you need, then only you connect with Bluetooth. But mobile network is always connected. If mobile network is not there, you are not able to function with your mobiles. But Bluetooth, what is difference between connection-less and connection-oriented? Anybody can tell me? Connection-less and connection-oriented. Anybody?
So in connection oriented, first we define a path and send the data. वो एक path establish करते हैं. जब वो data send हो जाता है उस destination तक,
Simple.
फिर हम वो
connection oriented service. What you have said, handshake method is used to splice the connection between sender and receiver in one line. Okay? That is connection oriented service. Next, what you said?
So
what is connectionless?
Connectionless में ऐसा कुछ नहीं करते हैं. वो हम लोग
see, one liner is there. Connectionless service is related to the postal system. It does not include any connection stabilization, connection termination. Okay. We need not declare. That's very the best example is of connection oriented is mobile network. Okay. We stabilize the connection between the sender and receiver. And best connectionless services is it's a Bluetooth. Whenever we need, then only we can make a connection. So connectionless, how to perform connectionless socket programming in networking. Now, these are the wide terms which is used in our Java networking terminology. How we govern with it? How we govern with it? Most terms you know actually. Most terms you know. What is IP address, you know? Do you know what is IP address?
Yes, sir.
Good. Do you know what is protocol?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what is port number?
Yes, sir.
What is port number? Port number is sometimes we decide. See, IP address is simple unique number assigned to a node of a network. Example 192.168.0.1. It composed of octets that range from 0 to 25. Why octet? Because 2 to the power 8 is there. No? 2 to the power 8 is 256, 0 to
Yes.
255. That's why we got it. We got it octet. We call it octets. Okay. Now, second is protocol. Protocol we know it's a set of rules that basically that is followed for the communication. That is TCP, FTP, Telnet, SMTP, POP, etc. What is third point? Third point is port number. The port number is used to uniquely identify different applications. Now, in server we define port numbers like in Apache Tom 8088, and we define port number, and that port number is fixed for that subservices. You know, that's why it is possible. That is, it is possible. Yesterday, when we are learning about Ajax, it was a fixed port number of 200, na? And we have a different variety 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we have a different variety. So that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. The port number is used to uniquely identify different applications. It acts as a communication endpoint between applications. So this will act as a communication endpoint. Port number is associated with the IP address or the communication between the two applications. Two applications have an IP address, then only it can be connected. You know, your phone has an IP address, your service provider has an IP address, then only it can be able to connect. That is also a port number. What is MAC? Media Access Control Address is a unique identifier of NIC, Network Interface Control. And this is the basic question asked in basic networking interviews. If you want to go in some networking job profile, these questions were asked: MAC, NIC, like this. A network node can have multiple NIC but with unique MAC. A network node can have multiple NIC can have a multiple NIC but with unique MAC. Every node had a single MAC, but it can have a multiple NIC. To understand the thing, to sum of the thing, it is like, why it is so? Every hardware has one number that is MAC. Okay, let's assume hardware is constant. Why we need different networking? Because in the one instance we used to do different functions. I am able to connect with my getting internet via hotspot with my mobile to my computer. Computer is accessing that connection. Now we have a connection orientation. After that, computer is redirecting this thing to the server and getting this page, javat.point.com, and then that thing I am hearing. Everything is governed by some connectivity. Everything is governed by some connectivity. What is connection oriented? Connection oriented is in connection oriented protocol. Acknowledgement is sent by the receiver. Very important. In the connection oriented, acknowledgement is sent. Every time sometimes you get a message like, yeah, your card has been hold. You can get a message when you are mobile, but in a Bluetooth also you get a notification from a receiver. It's not a notification from the receiver you get. You just say that the Bluetooth connection hold. So it's a reliable but slow. Okay. The connection oriented is a reliable, but so example of the connection oriented is a TCP. TCP connection is a connection oriented protocol. It's for now in the technical terms, let's speak. Connection oriented protocol is TCP. What is TCP? TCP is connection oriented protocol. What is connectionless protocol?
UDP.
Good. Connectionless protocol will be UDP. That's why we need to study both. We need to study TCP as well as UDP. Do you know about this? This is simple differentiation. Do you know about this? You should know about this. If you don't know, then you should understand about this. That's why I try to revise the things in a very simple manner. What is a socket? A socket is an end point between two-way communication. Any end points are the between two-way communication. End points between two-way communication are known as the sockets. End point is known as sockets, but where the communication happening is through NIC on the MAC with the help of port. Understand this very intelligently. It is all happening within a system. Every system has a single MAC, but variety of NIC, and all the NICs is working on a port which is defined previously for the functional requirements, like port 80. Like that in the photo, this port number is also associated with the protocols as well. FDP. Every has. Just understand this. Everything has port numbers. Port number for protocol. See, 21 is for TCP. 22 is for TCP/UDP. 23 is for 22 is for SSH, secure shell, used for the secure logins, and 23 for Telnet protocol, encrypted. As now, like this, we have a many protocol numbers. You need to know this, and you should go from 0 to 1 to 4 different ports and what are they working as. 0 to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is not actually, it is a 1024. 1024. It is 1024. Why it is 1024? Because 2 to power. What is 2 to the power?
10.
But why we use 10? Why we use 10? Anyone can explain why we use 10? Anyone can explain why we use 10? Anyone? अरे डेसिमल कितना होता है? डेसिमल का बेस वैल्यू क्या ऑल और रखा है? डेसिमल 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 9 टोटल कितना हो गया?
10.
कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया क्या? बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट. Every time you will need to understand the basic concepts behind the given numbers. Then only you can understand computer science. When you don't know the basic concept, when you have an overview of the thing, that's why you are not able to break any competitive jigs. Understand this very carefully, very carefully. Understand this very carefully. You need to understand basic things. Now let's move. So from 0 to 1, 2, 3, we have a different port IDs. From 10 to 4, 4915 from different ports for organization, and from 49153 from 6553. We have a different port number used by the client programming. And how we are able to define this 65535, because, and these are the well-known structures. Just for the enhancing your knowledge, you can go for this. Very technical things always work on these ports. Just when you go through it, you will understand what is the working of the port. And then port is a fixed thing which is assigned in every hardware which has a unique MAC, and each unique MAC will provide very different NIC for the different ports, from which the different varied functionality is taking care within a hardware. Okay, it's taking care within a hardware. That's it. That's what the concept is all about. See, anything we try to learn in Java, it is just we put it in a package. We have understand our technicality that we need to understand about internet addressing, TCP/IP sockets, client sockets, URL connection, TCP/IP sockets, datagram. Now these are the list of the classes which help in managing the thing. Authenticator, cache request, cookie handler, datagram packet, interface address, URL connection, init socket, init address, IDN, HTTP URL connection, HTTP cookie, net permission, network interface, proxy selector, response cache, server sockets, socket permissions, URL class loader connection. These are the classes for the URL. These are the classes for the sockets. Okay. Proxy, everything has it's a programming domain. This is a class for the network interface. This is for the addressing system what we have, class A, class B, class C. And this is for the datagram. What we have tell the datagram socketing, and this is every time you need to define for a communication a cache, and content handler, and authenticator as well. This is something overview of the Java.NET package, which is Java networking package actually, and all our course structure is within this one. We need to understand Java.NET package. Now, how it works, Java socket programming. How it works is through the Java socket programming. Okay. How it works is through we need to understand that Java sockets programming. So what is the socket programming? Before going through this, let's understand what is the basic of Java networking thing. See, Java has a reasonable, easy to use built-in network API. All the packages has a classes and packages, and within the package we have different classes. Okay, each classes will work with each other with interfaces, and we can access those different of classes through API, application programming interface. We have application programming interface to access those classes within Java.NET package, which make it easy to communicate via TCP/IP socket or UDP socket over the internet. What it is happening, we have here. This is how the TCP UDP thing, and having a different port number, and it we will define the sockets on this, from which it will help us easily to manage the system. There are three other tutorials: Java input output tutorial, Java NIO tutorial, Java multi-thread servers tutorial. These are something we need to understand the networking. Here it is. Java Network API enables you to open and close the network on a connection via sockets. Very important. So what this Java Networking API is doing? Java Networking API actually enable us to open and close the connections via sockets. Okay. We have a two type of connection: connectionless, connection oriented. So we end of the day we need to manage the connection. So how we are going to manage the connection? That connection is going to be managed by the sockets. We are able to understand this. Okay, all communication happen via the Java input-output classes. Within, see, we need to access Java.NET package for the Java networking, but for that we need to understand the Java input-output classes as well. In the initial, we'll learn in the core Java, we'll learn about as a input stream and the output stream. Alternatively, you can use the networking class in the Java input or Java NIO. These classes are similar to the classes found in the Java networking API, except the Java NIO API can work in the non-blocking mode. Very important, can work in the non-blocking mode as well. Non-blocking mode may give a performance boost in some situations. So how this basic Java networking works, typically clients open a TCP/IP connection through the server. Clients request for the connection. It's open a connection. Client then starts to communicate via server. Then it sends a request. Then he receives a response. Then client closes the communication. This is a simple model. TCP Java TCP networking simple model. Clients open a connection, clients send a request, clients receive a response, and client close a connection. Now see, client may send more than one request through an open connection. In fact, a client can send as much data on as the server is ready to receive. The server can also close the connection if it wants to. Okay. How Java works? We understand the Java works with the sockets with the help of the different with the help of the Java.NET package and Java input output class. Let's see. Java sockets and server sockets. When a client wants to open a TCP IP connection to a server, it does not show a Java socket. A Java socket is told that what IP address and TCP port to connect to and the rest is done by the Java. What before the initialization of the socket, we need to understand very specifically that what is IP address and what are the TCP port. When we are able to understand specifically when we have IP address and the TCP port number, then only a socket will be, work on it. It's like a layered thing, When a client connected by a client socket to a server socket, the server socket is assigned on the server to the connection. The client and server now communicate socket to socket. It's same as that. Now, end of the day, initially the IP address and port address are communicating with each other. Now, with the help of the Java programming, the connection is through the socket and socket. To be able to understand this, there is a similar situation. Because there is no guarantee of data delivery, the UDP protocols has less protocol over it. In the meantime, right now, so we doesn't get a continuity of the data. So for this, we don't go for the TCP, we go for the UDP because UDP is also working in a connectionless environment. In fact, we came across that TCP and UDP can work in each other. Like see here the TCP is HTTP plus TSL official with 444, but with 444 we can work with the TCP and UDP simple networking paging protocol. Sometimes you get an error, sometimes you get errors like this, error 444. Okay, this is the logic behind it. How it is working. So we use connectionless UDP model. Connectionless model is preferred over TCP. These are the covered more detail in the datagram sockets. That's why we use datagram sockets for a UDP model. Okay. Now we know that. Let's revise the thing. What we understand. We understand about Java networking. Okay. We understand about Java networking. What does Java networking is? What is difference between connectionless and connection oriented? How the octet works? How what is MAC? What is NIC? What is different? What is TCP and TCP is connection oriented?